Welcome back to the Free Idea Podcast, where I give you ideas or maybe I just rant. And right now I'm driving in the paved highway of Austin, trying to get away from traffic. Let's see if I do get away from traffic. For my first idea and only idea right now is a steering wheel that punches you when you fall asleep. See, instead of crashing like it should have, you know how we have these self-driving cars nowadays with a Tesla doing its own thing. I saw a video where the Tesla starts having blinking lights and then just parks on its own to the side. So it basically lets you fall asleep, right? But you could argue that you got knocked out somehow while driving. Uh, so because you fell asleep, the car tries to wake you up by braking hard a couple times, and then he parks away on the side. God damn, this guy's going. I'm going pretty fast already. Anyways, um, I think that's too safe enough of an option to just have the car park. So imagine the steering wheel like glove box, uh, what a glove from boxing, something out of a cartoon from Tom and Jerry and Bugs Bunny, like a glove big and red comes out of your steering wheel and gives you a left hook, just boom, punches you awake. I think that would be a great idea and it would sell like pancakes. We should have that. We cannot have people sleeping on the road and being safely put on the side by having the car parked for you. No, we need to curb that behavior. We need to start punching some sense into people. It's like with a cartoonish left hook. Okay, are we why are we stopping in the middle of traffic, huh? Why? What's going on here? Are you gonna let me merge or what? I need to merge. Don't crash me. All right, because these drivers get their license out of a box of cereal price, and I'm never gonna stop saying that. That's how people get driver's license here in America. Nobody gets that joke, really. Nobody. Until you go to Europe or Germany, and then you realize the incredible, sophisticated driving test people gotta take over there to get a license. Then you realize how easy we have it here. Like they have to fight for their license every year or so. Have you noticed how everybody's in their phone? Anyways, that was my only idea. What else could I talk about? We got punching cars, anything with Tesla. How about the first movie ever recorded on a Tesla? That'll be a good one. Like, you know how they make those advertisements with the iPhone, shot on iPhone? They should do one where it says shot on Tesla. It's literally just a movie, but they're using the car to record the outside. I'm not talking about recording you inside driving a Tesla, and that's what the movie's about. No, I'm talking about using the cameras literally from the Tesla and shooting a Hollywood style movie where the hero is jumping from an explosive building, and it's being recorded in the angle of a Tesla, which kind of sucks and it's kind of grainy because pixels. It's not the best camera out there. But the point is that you could. We do not ask if we should, only if we could. Now, is this person gonna let me in? No, he's not. So I'm just gonna take it. That's the Austin way. People don't let you in. You just take it. Just take it. It's not about asking for permission. It's about asking for forgiveness. Shoot first, ask later. That's the Austin way. That should be the slogan of Austin. It shouldn't be keep Austin weird. More like uh keep them guessing which lane are you gonna merge into. Don't even put a blinker. That should be Austin's new slogan. Keep them guessing. Keep them on their toes. They never know which way they're gonna turn. Oh, what's another good slogan for Austin? We can talk about this slogans for Austin. Let me just cancel this route over here. There you go. Keep him homeless. Keep him out. I don't know. Keep him out and about. What's up with the homeless today? They just out there walking. That's all we do. I'm gonna get canceled before I even make it. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I was thinking of something funny, but it's super impolite to say, so I don't think I have it in me just to say it yet. But damn, that was hilarious. It'll come out someday. But right now, yeah, I'm driving. I'm driving. Doo, 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 doo. That's all. If you clicked on this podcast, thank you. But I also feel sorry for you. With so much good content out there that you can listen to Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm not even gonna pronounce the full last name because it gets racist. But that Terminator guy, you could be listening to that guy. Could be listening to some Hollywood star. You could be listening to Joe Hogan. You could be listening to Bill Burr and some comedian out there. Even to President Obama. You could even be listening to that podcast or his wife, Michelle. But you're listening to this one. Let that sink in. I appreciate your support. There is a whole lot of content out there that sometimes I think, well, what can I say that is any different? When I interview people, when I have, and it's been really fun, what can I do different that somebody would pick me over somebody else? And there's not much I can say about that other than my personality is just different and I have an accent, but that's it. That's it, and that's enough. Keep them coming and keep them guessing. What is going to be my next move in this podcast? How about a tire that it's made out of color changing metal? You know how we have the fidget spinners that are different colors like a rainbow? They're blue and purplish and red and yellow, just depending on which light you look at it, which angle. Do that with the wheels of cars. That would be a fun thing to do. Pretty gay as well. Uh, you know, keep Austin gay. Have some of those wheels kind of colorful. And as they spin, they change color. That's pretty cool. Like I just saw a truck that had something similar. It was like reddish and orangey as it's spun. See, I know my English. That's past tense for spin. Should I repeat it again? I will not. Thank you. You can rewind. I'm so sorry, but you gotta rewind for that one. I was gonna rewind. Remember YouTube Rewind? I haven't seen that in ages. There was a time when YouTube Rewind was so funny and so good. And it really was what everybody was looking at in the first years. Like everybody saw those memes and saw those musics and everything. And then YouTube started doing this thing where they just recommend you certain things according to what your preference is and they keep you in a bubble without you noticing. But notice it. They keep you in a bubble. And then the next rewinds don't really hit because everybody watches something different now. So whenever you see that YouTube rewind, you're like, but wait a minute, I never seen that. There's like 10 videos that y'all put that I've never seen, 10 creators that I don't know about. You know why? It's not because YouTube is out of touch with its audience, as you may think, because they do kind of are. But it's because everybody's in a bubble, in their own bubble. So just watch what people. You ever have like somebody show you a YouTube video from their phone and then you look at the recommendations and it's all weird stuff and in other languages and you're like, what? How do I not get recommended the same things he gets recommended? Am I the weird one over here? Yeah, it's like that. And that's why I get tired of my own recommendations too. I used to like when YouTube used to give you just a wild west of recommendations, just random stuff. It used to be a joke that if you fell asleep on autoplay, you'd wake up with them teaching you about the history of plumbus and some country you never heard of, and also their food. But now, no more. Now you fall asleep and you're probably in the same. You still stay on the same area of the same people you listen to, in a sense. So yeah, YouTube does get boring when they keep recommending you the same stuff. I wish there was one where they just recommend you random shit. Like sometimes I go to sometimes I go into incognito mode just to get no the recommendations. But after I click like two videos, they start recommending me thing again that is similar to what I have always. I know there's a YouTube part where it says explore, and that's where you get all the random stuff. But that's not really random. That's more like what's hot and what they want to be hot. Um, and they call it random. It's still pretty organized. There's like a bunch of videos of music, a bunch of videos of this, videos of that category. I don't want that. I want truly random. Give me the real random. Give me the cat. Give me the frog. Give me the plumbus factory. The same time that you tell me about what if the ocean was actually the moon, and then just give me somebody falling for no reason. That's how it used to be. Wild west of YouTube. Not anymore. But take ideas, YouTube. Take my free idea. Make YouTube great again. Make it like the old days. So random comment here that I saw, it was an incredible joke. You know how comments get crazy on YouTube? Well, I was looking at one of my favorite whatever YouTubers, although he's not a YouTuber, but he uploads a lot there. And you know how Kanye Kanye West dresses like the KKK but in black? And so one of the people said, "Why is Kanye dressing like the evil version of the KKK?" And I lost it. They're insinuating that there's an evil version just because they dress just because he dressed all in black. Man, that's a good joke. What do you mean there's an evil version? They're evil already. You don't need an evil version. This comments, man, very good. That's its own thing. When you go to YouTube, the top comments anywhere you go. Can we talk about that? We're always talking about inflation and whatnot, but can we talk about the fact as to why in every single platform out there, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook videos, what is the other one? Instagram videos, they all top comments are always savage. Just depends which platform you go, they kind of increase in savageness or lower. Facebook is like at the lowest of savageness. Facebook is like, could be a hilarious video with so much opportunity to say a comment that would make somebody kill themselves. And then the comments in Facebook is like, oh my God, why did that happen? How did you guys not think twice about doing that? Guys, you shouldn't be doing that. It's dangerous. And then at the highest of the list, it's like a tie between TikTok and Instagram. I think TikTok is just more like, I don't know, they're more real with their opinions and they're more current. But Instagram, they're just heartless. Instagram, they want you to kill yourself yesterday. They'll bully your heart. They'll say things like that thing about Kanye, like why is he dressing like the evil version? They'll yeah, they'll say things like, hey, you got some, if they see a house full of roaches, like extreme amount of roaches, they'll be like, hey, you got some house on your roaches. You know, it will be like, you have some roaches in your house. No, you got some house on those roaches. You got a little bit of house in there. It shouldn't be that way. You'll be so you'll see somebody falling to their death, and the top comment would be like, "Good thing he was wearing a helmet. I hope he's fine." Or I bet he survived because he was wearing his helmet. They'll there'll be a plane exploding in flames, and the top comment will say, "Did the plane get hurt? Did the plane survive? Did it hurt the plane?" Total savages. They just don't even care absolutely about the people that died making their video. Every video in Instagram should come with one of those warnings that says people were hurt in the making of this video. People died in the making of this video. You're about to watch something that cannot be replicated twice because the person who starred the video is dead after the video. That it's just so. Can we talk about why the top comments everywhere are savages? Like YouTube is still, it's a little in the middle. YouTube is in the middle. It's mild. Um, TikTok, I don't know. I think TikTok is this depressed. It's like too real. It's not about making fun. It's like this thing happened to me in the video, and the comment is like, "Yeah, me too, man. Me too. That's the world we live in." It's like depressed like that. Instagram is like, this happens to me every day, and then I wake up and and I get to enjoy it again. And then Facebook is like, "I'm so sorry it happened to you. I am so sorry that it happened to you. It shouldn't happen to you. Why is this happening? We need to call the cops." Um, so my question is, why is the top comment so savage regardless? I think democracy is not really what you expected, did you? You expected everybody to be on rainbows. But if you leave it up to the people, to their voice and their vote, they'll vote for things that destroy them, which is also, is it because the people? Or is it because um, certain comments get deleted in certain platforms? Because I'm sure that Facebook deletes the horrible ones. Why do the horrible comments not survive on Facebook? Is it Facebook doing that, filtering out the bad comments, like, erasing your comment, or if you get top likes, then they still don't show it anyways, and it shows others? While Instagram is just sadistic and is like, let me filter out which one of these could Hitler have said, and I'm gonna put it at the top. And then TikTok is like, whatever makes China happy is what I'll do, and whatever makes the West look bad is what I'll do. You know, I don't think true democracy is happening in these platforms. I'm just gonna take a guess over here, but I don't think true democracy is happening. I don't think so. I would love to see what happens if you let true democracy run wild. It probably won't be pretty, that's for sure. Because I don't think we have true democracy. You know what? We need a little bit more of easier to vote. That's what we need. And well, voting is already easy, so voting is not even a challenge. Easier to let people know that voting is happening in your local area. Because I don't know. I don't know when that's happening. I know that we're gonna vote for the next presidents literally 4 years from now or so. Like by the month, by the day, by the hour, I can know that. But if I'm looking at the city I live in, let's take, for instance, Austin, I don't even know what they're gonna vote for anytime, any year, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 2 years, 1 year, couple months. Nothing whatsoever. Where do people get this information from? That's what we need to make easier. Voting information. We need to make easier to spread the word of the Lord on when are we voting, what day, and I'll just show up. Just tell me the day and I'll show up. To whatever we're voting for, I'll show up. If you want to vote for Should we paint this tower blue or yellow? I need to know. I don't even know this is happening. I just want to show up. That's the thing. Everybody on every podcast is like, guys, your boat matters. But you know what matters more than your boat? Local boat. You get a boat in your local city. And my refutal for that is, course, I will. Tell me where and when. Tell me. You see, that was one of my ideas one of these days is make an app that tells you the local news of your news, right? Like the boating. Just focus on boating. Forget the news. Forget that. We don't need to know what's happening. It's not like it's going to matter if I can boat to change it. So make an app because right now everything is an app. Have it scan my face, get a little bit of my blood and DNA, fingerprint me and fizz me. And then let me look at the information. When and where is the boating happening? And if you want to throw a bone at me, tell me what is the bill gonna be about? Because that's why it's only old people boating, because it's like a hobby. They already know where to go. Their friends are already going. They make you friends over there. So it's kind of fun to go and boat. It's a little thing to get out of the house, right? So they do it frequently. It's basically a hobby. But they know. And if they do spread the word, they probably spread it in a newspaper, somewhere in small words that nobody has the attention span to read anymore, because we're all goldfishes or worse than that. Because at least goldfish can like have attention of 3 seconds, and I've seen some people that have zero point 0.5 seconds attention span, and most of those people are next to me driving. Because you know why? You know why I know that? Because there's an accident every day. That's how I know that. Because apparently we can get our driver's license from cereal boxes over here. And I'm part of that issue because I got mine out of a cereal box. I don't know about you, but I did. I just went to the DMV and they're like, drive for 10 minutes and pass this test. And all right, this one time traffic was kind of chill. You passed. And I'm like, thank you. Now that I have a license, I can finally learn how to drive while I drive. Anyways, America does have a lot of freedom, you may say, or a lot of don't give a damn. Don't give a damn. Stuff like that is just gonna get worse, anyways. Uh, so tell me where to boat. Maybe I could start boating into making people take a better test driving. The problem is like if you don't drive, and this is probably the problem that the DMV gets into a lot, where they're like, guys, the test is already hella easy. We only drive for 10 minutes. You only literally have to turn left. And you just mess that up. You literally just have to park. That's all. You just have to park. We have rear cameras nowadays, sensors that beep. You just have to not go over 20 miles an hour when you're slowing down for a stop sign. Can we just do that? Like, guys, I'm just giving you this license for free already, and I still have half of you failing this test. And then you come tell me that I can go get groceries and my grandma is dying of sickness because I can't get the medicine because I can't drive. Guys, get an Uber. But I can't say get an Uber because nobody knows how to get an Uber. So, I bet that's what the DMV goes through every day. I feel you guys. I feel you. I feel for you. Dealing with the public. It ain't easy. I tell you that. Anybody out there who has dealt with the public, and everybody has dealt with the public, and everybody has been the public. All right, so don't get on that high horse and be like, not me. You've had bad days too. You've had those days where you feel sorry for the person in front of you serving your burger and taking your order, or the person on the phone that they put you to 3 connections of calls, and now it's that person's turn to meet the angry you. You haven't been angry in a year. You haven't been that one customer, but today you will. And you have. All right. So let's not get on our high horses because we've all been the public. But also, let me say the public. When you work with it, you know, you know what I'm saying. It ain't that sunshine and rainbows. It ain't no rainbows, no clouds, no nothing. It's just not even sky. If you have to deal with that every day for 8 hours, 10 hours a day, whew, you'll meet some characters. You'll meet some characters that you'll be like, how did they let you out of the house? Not even how do you make it here? Like you just entered and you told me and you asked me, are we selling water? And the water's right behind you. And like we sell, I don't know, beer, and you're asking for water? Like, bro, this is just content on its own. Like you could literally here's an idea for you guys that want to make content. Just talk to random people on the street and ask them about their worst customer experience. Like that's it. Like what's a customer that you've dealt with that you were like, how did you make it this far? Just tell me about your worst. You want to make even longer podcasts and videos? Just ask people around what's your worst customer experience. And boy, they'll talk for hours. They won't stop telling you. And as they keep telling you, they'll come up with more and more and more and more. You want to break the ice in a party? Let's talk hate. That's what people love. That's what YouTube love. If you notice that in all of these platforms, hate gets through the door. That's what gets people clicking, like all that gossip. And talking about bad customers is gossip and hate. Just going to a party and be like, hey guys, I know we just met. What's your worst customer experience? It'll break the ice instantly. Before. Yeah, probably don't go like that and go that hard. But you just start the conversation and break the ice. And they'll be like, who the fuck are you? I don't even like you anymore. You just came in, first 10 seconds, you're already talking negative about people. Like, I don't like you, but also let me listen some more. I do want to know what's your worst customer experience. Right? What's your worst? Okay, you want to balance it out. What's your worst business experience? I don't know, like dealing with anything, like with a Burger King or a McDonald's. Like, what's your worst as a customer experience now? Not, you know what I mean? Because I do have one. I tell you that. I do. I was that one person. I was the one public, you know? At one point, it was me. I had that experience when I'm like, my man, like, yeah, damn, what's going on here? Like, how simple can I make this? I just want this thing this way, and that's it. And don't hit me with, yeah, I don't want to go into detail, but, I became the boomer. The boomer that's like, I've been here before. I've had it this way. Why can't you make it this way anymore? Woo! No, that was fun. You probably didn't hear that, but I flew. The roads here in Austin, man. To be honest, this is probably not Austin anymore. It's probably Buda. But these roads, they test my car. I'll tell you that. They challenge my car. They really challenge the quality of this car. They make me jump up and down, left and right. They test the quality of my tires. It looks like I'm driving on a volcano over here. Now that I think of it, I've had so many punctures in my tires, so many nails and knives and everything. Whew, I've had so many, yeah, yeah, that's it. That's what I've had. These roads really do test your car. You know how Europe loves to drive those BMWs and they have these beautiful roads that I keep hearing about where you can really enjoy the drive of your nice vehicle with beautiful sceneries. of the coast. And here in Texas and Austin, I can tell you, bring that same BMW here and you'll test your shocks. Yeah, I'm gonna be testing those brakes. You wanna know how good and responsive your car is? Just drive next to anybody. Pick your city in Texas. You want Houston, Dallas, Antonio, Austin. Pick your city, like Grand Prix, and just have at it. Have at it. Come with a touristic paper where you check off things to do, and in that list you have tested my brakes. You have people cutting you off at 80 miles an hour, um, even at 30 miles an hour. But people still be cutting you off anyways. What else? What else? What else? What else? Um, there's another box that says check your shocks where you fly over some areas. There's another one that says test your eyes, just your beautiful eyes, because I don't know, people here on their phone, just test your eyes. And, you gotta dodge some people. You ever have? This is the only place where I've had this instance happen a lot. I'm turning left or right. I don't care. Let's say right. And as I'm turning right into the middle lane, another person is turning left into the middle lane. So we're both merging into the same lane, right? And nobody goddamn notices except me. And maybe once I didn't notice and the other person did. I'm like thankful for that. Thanks. But more often than not, they don't notice it. And I have to be the one with no ego and have to be like, my car is worth more than yours. I don't care what you're driving. I'm not going to put this car into the mechanic because you didn't look left. And I did. And I swallowed my pride and I let that person take the spot. Okay. That's what adults should do. We should all just swallow our pride while driving and be the bigger man or woman or anything you identify as. Apache helicopter. You gotta let that right away. This is the best advice that anybody can ever give you about driving, right? If my son grows up and he listens to this, and any son out there, if you need a father, a daddy like me, just hear my advice on driving right now. This is all you need, and you'll never get into a crash ever in your life. Ever. Here's the advice. Assume everybody in the road doesn't know how to drive, does not know how to drive. Assume nobody is looking at the windshield. Assume everybody is looking at the phone. Assume that everybody's foot is stuck and glued to the pedal, to the gas pedal, by the way. Assume that nobody knows when they purchase their car, nobody knows or read the manual of where their blinkers are. Like, absolutely nobody knows how to put blinkers. Assume that everybody around you has not done an inspection in 2 years of their car. They have not changed the oil, the brakes. They have not changed the motor, not even that damn air filter in their cabin and engine. They haven't changed the band or their spark plugs. They haven't changed their brakes, nothing. They haven't even changed their wipers. And you're like, what? You could change you were supposed to change your wipers? Yeah, you were. You were. So you're also supposed to add wiper fluid once in a while. And don't get me into this, but you're even supposed to change the antifreeze once in a while, I think. I don't even know that part, but I'm just gonna assume. So assume that nobody knows how to drive and nobody has taken care of their vehicle ever. Ever. And even more now that um everything is so expensive and everybody's getting priced out of everything. Now people don't even have time to even take them to the mechanic or the money. If they like mechanics right now, they probably be low, hella low on business, hella low. Because like who, even I used to take it to the mechanic. Now I just do it on my own, even if I don't know what I'm doing. I get with a friend and I figure it out. 'Cause he knows more than me, and that's it. That's enough. We'll figure out the rest. I'm over here kind of like figuring out some mechanic level shit where I keep repairing this car and I still don't find the solution, but I keep finding stuff that needs to be replaced, but I never got to the main problem. But I keep finding stuff to fix, and I do, and I fix it. So yeah, if I'm doing that, nobody else out there doing that. On the mechanic is too expensive. Anyways, assume nobody knows how to drive, and has never repaired a vehicle. What does that tell you? That tells you that you gotta be always looking left and right. You gotta put your blinkers. You gotta give them good enough time. You gotta play defensively. Give plenty of space between you and the other car. Uh, you gotta you gotta watch in the rear view mirror, making sure that they're actually braking when you brake. You don't want them to slam in the back of your car like all those trailers that make it into the news. Uh, I have seen so many YouTube videos where people crash into those big old trucks that have the flashing lights. Like how simpler do you want it to be? This is why self-driving cars are gonna take over, because you can put flashing lights blinding people. You can put this big old two-story trucks parked there. You can put 1,000 cones before you get to the truck, and people still crash into that. Yes, sir. This is why self-driving cars, even after self-driving cars, people will find a way to crash or make them crash. Like I bet you there's gonna be so beautiful self-driving cars out there, and somebody out there that's driving their own is gonna crash into it. They'll find a way to crash into it. That car will do everything it can to avoid you, and he will still crash into it. Anyways, I loved it. I love this podcast. I thought I wasn't gonna do it. I didn't feel like doing it, but I thought to myself, you know what? Every time I think that I don't want to do a podcast and I do it, it ends up being the best podcast ever and one that I enjoy. I think I started weak, but I finished strong. And I really want to say a joke that is nasty, but I remember that I'm PG-13. But you know exactly what I meant. Started weak and I finished strong. Peace out.